Anyway, Marc Riley, how did that happen? I'm here until 9 o'clock and I've been joined by Wrangler. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting us.
And Mal, obviously we go back a long way.
We do, yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But would you like to introduce your cohorts, please?
Yes, I would. This is on my left, for those of you listening on radio. Phil Winter and Benge.
Fabulous stuff. Okay, and so just quickly to get to it. I mean, we'll have a chat later, as I say. But how long have Wrangler been going?
Well, they've been going longer than I have, even though I'm older than them. I don't know how that works. It's really weird.
Okay.
But no, I mean, Benge and Phil have been doing stuff for a while. Phil and I knew each other from many years ago doing music. And then when I came back over from Oz, I kind of met up with Benge and Phil and we started doing stuff together for the last couple of years. But it's probably about 3-4 years for these guys doing bits.
So you were previously doing Wrangler before Mal came into the frame?
Yeah, but it's more just like a sort of studio thing. We didn't really... It was play.
Right, okay. I mean, because the funny thing is, and I hate using the word because it seems so very wrong, and not talking about Manchester United too much, but David Moyes is currently calling Man United a project. Obviously, it's a transitional thing for them. And whenever I say to somebody, you know, oh, is this a project? It almost seems like an insult, like it's not that proper, really. It's a bit of a project. Like,
it is a band.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, project seems really,
it's not right.
Seems a bit management speak for that.
Yeah.
No, we are abandoned, but yeah, I guess I was the third wheel.
Right.
I don't know if there's going to be a fourth one, but I'm the third one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're not a bike, you're not a car, you're more of a Robin the Lion.
Yeah, tricycle. Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. Fabulous. All right, well, you're going to do Lava Land, aren't you? I've just come back from Iceland, just coincidentally, but you're going to do Lava Land for us now, which
especially for you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Fabulous stuff. That was Wrangler live in session with Lava Land. So I am Marc Riley, as I say here, say all too often probably. I've been joined by Wrangler once again. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Thanks for being patient. We probably would have had you on earlier in the programme, but other things are flying around at the moment. And so you're going to do the second tune for us now. What's this one?
It's called LA Spark.
Great, okay. Fabulous. That was Wrangler live in session, and that was called LA Spark. So, guys, the story so far is that we've worked out that Phil and Ben were already going as Wrangler before Mal joined in. So, guys, can I ask you two particularly, were you fans of Cabaret Voltaire anyway?
Yes.
You've got to say yes.
Absolutely.
You'll smack 'em.
But I mean, you can see
they were absolutely massive influence on me, and just it's been amazing just working with Mal, really.
I was going to say that because, I mean, you know, obviously there is large elements of the cabs in what you do, but I mean, we'll go into that a little bit later because of the influence that Cabaret Voltaire had and how far they go back and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so get Mal in the frame must have been like a dream come true for you.
Yep, but it was also, we've been mates for ages and ages as well, so it wasn't just like him walking through the door
Well, it was
a
for
year
me a
ago.
bit.
Well, it was for you, but
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, Phil and I have known each other for a long, long time, and we'd done music kind of from the kind of mid '80s. We'd doing stuff together. We were like North London's answers to the Meters, weren't we? At
We
one
were
point?
indeed.
Yeah. And I knew Benge's stuff anyway because Benge obviously done 20 Systems, so I'd heard the stuff he'd been doing beforehand. So he is, you know, to me, it was a brilliant opportunity because Benge is, to me, is, you know, a legend as well. And to be able to go and work in the studio it was brilliant. So it worked quite well. You know, we were very happy to kind of hook up and do stuff.
Well, I mean, you're talking about that. I'm just Googling your wiki page, Benge, which, I mean, you might have written. It could be all lies. Somebody else could have written it.
I haven't even read it.
Right, okay. Well, that's really good. I do. But on here, it does say, it's talking about 20 Systems. The album's called A Brilliant Contribution to the Archaeology of Electronic Music by Brian Eno.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, isn't
That
it?
was nice of him, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, Eno likes you and you're playing with Mal, so...
And actually, when we started out, me and Phil, doing Wrangler, we sort of had this idea of kind of using one synthesizer per track to kind of make the music a bit like on 20 Systems. So that's kind of how this evolved, was from that record in a way.
Right, okay. Excellent stuff. All right, brilliant. And so, Mal, as I said earlier, we go back a long way. The Fall and Cabaret Voltaire used to do gigs in the late 70s. But one thing that I didn't realise, I thought you actually started around about 1975, which was impressive anyway, because obviously that was pre-punk, when most of the bands of your kind of peers at that time formed a band. But Cabaret Voltaire started in 1973, is that right?
Well, we started, yeah. I mean, we weren't officially a band until '75. We actually became, the name came when we actually had to do a gig, and so that's when we took the name. But we'd actually been doing stuff for about 2-3 years, working in Chris's loft in the attic and making kind of recordings, which became the Attic tapes, which came out a few years ago, reissued. So we'd actually been doing stuff, yeah. But we were just kind of young and bored, and that was what we did. It was part of it. But the actual band name started in '75 when we did a gig at Sheffield University.
I mean, if you think about that, I mean, Noise 75 obviously came out in 1975, which is a hugely influential record, but you were making the similar kind of music, if you don't mind me saying that, at the same time, which is pretty incredible. What set you off on that road with Cabaret Voltaire?
Eno, really, to be quite honest with you. So, you know, that kind of joins the circle,
yeah,
really,
of course,
doesn't it?
yeah.
And he did turn up to a gig we did recently, and I was too embarrassed to speak to him because there was you just go. I had a total fan moment, and it was like my wife was sat next to him, and I kind of couldn't speak to him. So, but Eno was a big influence, and just because Roxy were very important in that time, but it was the Eno aspect of what he was doing with Roxy, the idea of somebody using electronic equipment and tape recorders in a band was kind of appealed to us because we weren't musicians and we couldn't afford guitars and we didn't want to play drums. So it was actually Eno that kind of was the real trigger in the first place, and then it was a bit of a journey after that, finding out about lots of things.
It certainly was. I mean, I tell you what, the irony always strikes me that Brian Ferry was really big on the Velvet Underground. Lou Reed, you know, kind of kicked John Cale out of the Velvet Underground because he was kind of getting a lot of attention, let's put it that way, because of him turning all Lou Reed songs on their head with the avant-garde stuff and that. And then, of course, they formed Roxy Music, influenced by the Velvet Underground, and Brian Ferry booted Brian Eno out because he was getting too much attention and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just it always struck me with a great irony, that. And so, to this day, obviously, even flanked by the guys that you're with tonight, Cabaret Voltaire, just hugely influential. I mean, do you think that you've been given the credit for that?
Yeah, I do actually. I think there's been, you know, a lot of things have been directed our way, and we've been doing stuff for a long time. So I personally think that we have been massively respected, and but at the same time, it's nice to carry on and do things. So I try and not look in the rearview mirror too much, even though you can't help it. But it's nice to think you still build on it, on that legacy, and I think Wrangler's part of that, and other things we all do. So yeah, I'm very really proud of it. So
yeah. I mean, if you were to turn your hand to skiffle now, it probably would be a bit perverse, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but you never know.
Well,
pass me that broomstick.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll form a skiffle band before the end of the evening. It's inevitable. Phil, if we can just ask you quickly, what's going on with Tunng? Are you on a hiatus, whatever that means?
Yeah, no, we're still promoting the last album that came out in the summer. We're off to France for a week and a bit in Feb. And
Great.
It's all good.
Great, okay. And Benge, have you got one of your own records coming out soon?
Well, I kind of continually release stuff through my kind of my blog, which is called It's Full of Stars, and it's kind of like a studio blog. All the stuff that happens in the studio goes through that.
Right.
And I'm constantly putting out sort of little weird albums of mainly sort of abstract or instrumental stuff.
Right, okay.
All synth-based music.
All right, well, brilliant. Okay, well, it's been a real thrill having you in tonight. I'm really looking forward to it, and I've been away over the weekend, and it's not disappointing. It's been really great. You've got one more tune to do for us now, and you've got one gig coming up at Wrangler, haven't you?
We have at the moment. I think we got the album coming out in April,
Yeah.
so we're doing more then. But until then, yeah, we've got one. And I'd love to say where it was, but Phil's the one who remembers, and I can't remember. Where is it, Phil?
It's a place called Servants Jazz Quarters in Dalston, and it's on February 18th.
Great. Okay, well, that's probably all the information we can give now. Just make sure you get me a finished copy of the album. That'd be really great.
Of course.
And just keep us posted as to any more dates that get put in there. You're going to do Theme from Wrangler now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Great, go for it. Fabulous stuff. Wrangler, live in session theme from Wrangler. That's the last one from the guys tonight. And again, just thanks for coming in. Really appreciate it. That was brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Been a pleasure.
Thank you.